Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at Unit 2, Day 3 for ninth grade, the sourcing tool. We're eventually going to look at the power of the medieval church, but for now we're going to look at the sourcing tool itself. Now here it is, the sourcing tool for ninth grade. It's a sourcing tool. This tool will help you read and focus on the time, place, and creator of a document in order to make inferences about its historical meaning. So it has 4 steps. See, step 1, Step 2, Step 3, and Step 4. It's a one-page tool. We're going to need to break this down a little bit. Okay, so I cut the first 2 steps just so you can see it, okay? Because the first thing you're going to do when you look at a tool, you're going to record the title, source information, and format of the document. Next thing you're going to do, step 2, you're going to make connections to prior knowledge and information from the document's context. We're going to contextualize. Next, step 3, you're going to read the document. While reading, you're going to continue to make inferences, ask questions, and make connections in the margins as annotations. Okay, after you did that, you're going to summarize the central idea of the document in your own words, kind of, I would say, 3 to 5 sentences. And how do the central ideas or ideas of the document connect with steps 1 and step 2 that we talked about over here? Now, your teacher may give it to you in a way that looks a little different, like it shows over here, the sourcing tool. Your teacher may give it to you that way because in this format, you can actually type and edit instead of it being in PDF format. Okay, Google Slides, you can work just the same. And you see they broke down title, source, format, same thing, historical context. Step 1, 2, and 3 are all here. Okay, the other piece, okay, that's step 4, which I screenshot for you. You're going to take a good read of the document another time. Based on the information in the first 3 steps, you need to look at the author's perspective, purpose, and potential bias, and you're going to record your analysis. So you're going to do actually kind of like a quick read, then 2 deeper read. I just want to point out to you that when your teacher gives it to you, it may look a little different, okay? Because it may look something like this, the sourcing tool here. It may be color-coded because I'm going to share that with your teacher, or it may just look like this for independent work on a specific source, perspective, purpose, and bias. But in the tool itself, it looks like this. Now, let's just break down this perspective, purpose, and bias before we go further. Okay, because central idea is probably something that you've dealt with in English class. That's what you need to do for step 3. The central idea, it's kind of like tell me the source, what it's talking about in very few sentences, and then how does it connect again? I know I'm jumping back, so I want to make sure you're clear to the title, source, and your prior knowledge. But perspective, purpose, and bias, you need to take a deeper look at this. I mean, there's another video that goes even deeper for the sourcing and evaluating reliability tool, but right now we're just sourcing. I want to clear up and explain perspective, purpose, and bias. It's kind of like the 5 W's, but like the who, what, where, when, and why, but a little different. Perspective is the point of view. It's kind of like the who in the 5 W's of the main idea. What point is the author trying to make? Like, where are they coming from? How does the author's background or position impact the message they're making? Their race, class, gender, age, region, occupation, value, motive, any of that can influence perspective. Okay? The purpose is the what and the why of the 5 W's. Why was this source written? What was the author trying to say? And I always tell my students that purpose is the most important part because this is where you're going to get the point of the document. Remember, you need to come up with the central idea. That's the connection. This is the purpose. Why? What is the main point? Why did the author write this? And finally, bias, which students sometimes have a hard time getting to. Okay, I tell my students what glasses are they wearing. Some students refer to here what lens is the person wearing, meaning how do they see the world? They see things from one side. Do they see things from multiple perspectives? Do they have ulterior motives? What is driving them? What made them write this source? What caused things to happen? It's all something to think about. So just to make your life easier, and I pointed this out before, when you look at the sourcing tool, if you kind of color code and make perspective one color, just like I have the text up here, and you make purpose another color, as it is over here, and bias another color, while you're annotating on your source for that second round, if you color code it for yourself or you highlight it like over here, it may clear things up. Okay. In the next video, we're actually going to try to take this apart, take it down, and see what we can do with this. See you then.